ready to question everything? Tune in.
Out there, what's the plan? Are we pawns or the kings of the land? It's the Robert and Crew Show.
Welcome back to the Robert and Crew Show. As always, I'm your host, Robert.
And I'm your co-host, Crew.
And tonight, we got a show for you.
Mm-hmm.
Crew just had to go politicado. So we are going to be on the political aspect of streaming tonight. So if you don't want to hear about what's going on in the world, and I don't blame you, quite honestly, it's depressing, it sucks, and it's sad. This isn't the stream for you. Also, this is an 18 plus stream tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And most of our streams are. So I will figure it out how we can do that or whatnot. What's going on, JD? How are you?
Hello, JD.
And how are you, Julie?
I'm excited for tonight's episode, honestly. We were originally going to do our European tour, but, you know,
Bondi fired.
Yeah, Bondi got fired. I'm so happy. You know, a lot of people going off on her throughout the weeks and months of the whole Epstein crap.
Oh yeah, the freaking Epstein stuff. Pam Bondi handled the Epstein files so bad. I'm pretty sure that's the reason she got fired.
Well,
Like,
that's what they said. She got fired for that main reason. She handled it.
And you know, like the lying over basically nothing, and like if they didn't have all those videos and they didn't have all the proof they said they had, then why in the world would they just continuously lie and say, oh, we have all of this, and then not have it?
Right.
So like Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, I think both of them are a little sketch.
Hello, Aunt Sherry.
She's moving to a different department, guys. She got fired.
Well, I mean,
didn't she? Didn't she get fired? That's what I heard. That was the headline on Fox News.
Well, the correct words that they used was she got wasted.
Wait, let me check this out. Here, I'm going to type this in real quick. And no, I don't just by the way, I don't just follow Fox News. I don't really care about the news stations. It's just the first thing on the news that I saw on Google this morning.
Well, from what I saw on CNN at work, right, she got wasted out. Something like that. And they're
All right, so it says yes. Pam Bondi was fired as U.S. Attorney General on April 2nd, 2026. President Donald Trump announced her removal via Truth Social, describing her as a great American patriot and a loyal friend who had served faithfully but would now transition to a much needed and important new job in the private sector. So yeah, she is moving. So yeah, she is moving, but yes, she technically got fired. So I don't know. I guess that's a double-sided thing here. But she was elevated acting attorney general with figures like the EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin reportedly under consideration for the permanent role. Reports indicate that Trump had grown frustrated with Bondi over several months. Key issues include her handling of the Epstein files, which became a political liability, perceived shortcomings in aggressively persecuting Trump's political opponents, broader dissatisfaction with her performance as the nation's top law enforcement officer. This marks the second major cabinet level firing in the Trump administration in the recent weeks, following the earlier ouster of DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. Bondi had been sworn in as the 87th Attorney General in February of 2025 after Trump's nomination. The move has drawn bipartisan commentary and media coverage, with some noting the irony that the relative restraint on certain prosecutions was cited as a factor. Bondi herself responded graciously, saying that she was eternally grateful to Trump. This is a very recent development as of April 2nd through 3rd of 2026, so details on permanent replacement or further fallout may continue to emerge. So yes, Pam Bondi was fired, and technically, I guess moving her to a different department was a way that Trump could be like, "Oh, I do appreciate you, but you suck at this job, so yeah, you're fucking fired." That's what I think happened, but he doesn't want to get rid of her because he puts her out. He puts her out of a job, and they sound like they're pretty loyal to each other. So of course he's going to hand her another job that hopefully she won't mess up or fuck up as bad as she fucked up being attorney general.
right.
So, what's your personal thoughts on Pam Bondi, crew?
I didn't like her one bit.
But what's your reasoning behind it?
I thought she was horrible at her job. I thought she could have handled the Epstein files 100% way better than she did.
Right.
And the fact that, watching daily of her getting, during those big old meetings between all the politicians and all that, her getting outed constantly about the Epstein files and her refusing to answer the way they wanted her to answer.
Good night, Sherry. That's why I said at the beginning of this podcast, if you don't want to talk about government or politics, tonight's podcast is not for you. So it's totally okay. We are not upset. I totally understand. We also do not want to push anybody's buttons. So if you don't want to talk politics or it's not your thing tonight, you are more than welcome to leave the stream.
Yeah.
We do not want to push that onto anybody.
Right.
All right, but anyways, finish.
But yeah, so with all that in general, I think 100% Trump did the right thing by getting rid of her out of Attorney General. I mean, yes, they're going to be looking for a man to do the job. Hopefully he does it better than Bondi did. But you never know.
Is that true? Do you know that they're looking for a man?
Mm-hmm.
Was that said that it has to be a man?
No, they just said they gave a man's name. I can't remember the man's name, but he's supposed to be.
So there's somebody that's basically already in line for the job. Yes. So that's just so crazy to me. It's so crazy to me that she did such a terrible job that he was like, "Yeah, I got to get rid of you, and I'll just give you a new job, and we'll get somebody else in there."
Yeah.
Wow. What else is going on in the world? We got the Iran war. Is there anything new going up here with the Strait of Hormuz
I mean,
or Hormuz? Strait of
the
Hormuz.
whole, the whole voting thing that happened. But besides that, you know what else has been talked about lately?
What?
The birthrights issue.
So what's going on with the birthright issue? I know
I,
you sent me a video, but what's going on with it?
I guess as of right now, they're taking it to some Supreme Court for review.
Okay.
And
So here, I'm going to ask Grok and we're going to have Grok explain it to us, okay? Because I want to be 120% correct about what we're talking about here. So what is the exact question you want me to ask it? What is going on with birthright right now, basically? In United States government, what is going on right now with birthright laws? In United States government right now, what is going on with birthright laws? It's not it's not wanting to listen to me. Oh. Oh, okay, I figured out why. In the United States right now, what is going on with birthright laws?
Checking the latest on U.S. birthright citizenship. Right now, as of early April 3, 2026, birthright citizenship in the U.S. is still fully in place. Every kid born on American soil gets automatic citizenship under the 14th Amendment. No changes yet. Trump signed an executive order back on day one of his second term, January 20th, 2025, trying to end it for babies whose parents aren't citizens or green card holders. That would have hit kids of undocumented folks, temporary visa people, even some protected groups. But courts slammed it immediately. Lower judges called it unconstitutional, blocked it nationwide, and it's never taken effect. This week, on April 1st, the Supreme Court finally heard arguments in the big case, Trump v. Barbara. Justices, yeah, even some conservatives, sounded pretty skeptical. They grilled the government's lawyers hard on reinterpreting the amendment, leaning on old precedent like Wong Kim Ark from 1898, which says birth here means citizenship, period. Stuff like birth tourism got brushed off as policy fluff, not legal grounds. Looks like the court'll probably strike it down. No ruling yet. Decisions expected late June or early July. So for now, nothing's changed. Kids born today are still citizens. Full stop.
And that would not affect anybody of Native American descent, would it?
Good question. Let's check that. No, it wouldn't affect anybody of Native American descent. Not at all. The executive order only targets kids born here to parents who aren't citizens or green card holders, like undocumented immigrants or temporary visa folks. Native Americans? Their citizenship's locked in since 1924, when Congress passed the Indian Citizenship Act. That law says anyone born in the U.S. to tribal members is a citizen by birth, full stop. Even if some old case like Elk v. Wilkins got dragged into arguments, where tribes weren't subject to jurisdiction back then, it doesn't touch today's
So people only brought the Native American thing up as basically fear-mongering.
Yeah, pretty much. Just scare tactics. Yeah.
Yeah, they just fear mongered.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with the Native Americans. It just states that any child that's born in America from now on would no longer guarantee citizenship, like I thought.
Right.
So the citizenship thing doesn't really bother me very much, because the people that come here and have babies here just to stay here, I feel like that's a tactic. That's a tactic to move to America.
Right.
But how do you feel about it? Because
Here's the
this is
thing.
obviously attacking the groups that are immigrating here.
So okay, so let's put my point of view on this real quick. Okay, so if the people who come here are not from America, right, and give birth, right, and the whole citizen thing, or no, the birthright thing does not go into play, right?
Mhm.
We're going to be seeing thousands of families separated. Those kids are like if you look at it that way, those kids would end up getting to stay, but have to go into foster homes or orphanages while the parents get sent away.
Do you really think that the parents are going to allow their babies to stay here?
No,
No,
but
it's not going to happen.
right. But if it comes down to that, we can see a lot of families getting separated. And honestly, this thing needs to be handled cautiously and carefully.
Well, honestly, they should have nipped this in the bud a while ago. They should have figured out what was going on. That we shouldn't have had an open border policy during the Biden administration. We shouldn't have let in over 10 million illegal immigrants. I mean, let's see, so I'm not talking out of pocket. During the Biden administration, how many illegal immigrants were let into the country due to the open border?
Hold on, let's get the real numbers straight. The term open border is loaded. Biden's policies weren't fully open, but yeah, encounters spiked big time compared to prior years. Here's the breakdown from official CBP data and solid fact checks, up through his term ending January 2025. Total Southwest border encounters, apprehensions plus inadmissibles, from FY 2021 to FY 2024, roughly 8.7 million, per House Homeland Security reports citing CBP, though nationwide it hit about 10.8 million, including other borders. That's way up from Trump's era, where it was around 3 million total. Of those, not everyone got let in. About 2.5 million were released into the U.S. with notices to appear in court, parole, or prosecutorial discretion. Think notices to report to ICE later. Another 500,000 or so came via special parole programs like CHNV, Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, Venezuelans, flying in legally but paroled. Add unaccompanied kids to HHS or ICE custody transfers, and you're looking at maybe 3 to 4 million total processed and released pending hearings. But a chunk got turned away. 2.8 million removed or expelled directly from CBP, mostly under Title 42 during COVID. Plus, estimates for gotaways, folks who slipped past, run 1.6 to 2 million, based on DHS apprehension rates. So the let-in number depends who you ask. Republicans push 7 to 10 million total illegal entries, including gotaways, but neutral sources like factcheck.org peg confirmed releases at around 3 million, with the rest expelled or still pending. No mass amnesty or anything, just backlog and parole use while courts clogged up.
3 million at least. Republicans claim 10. Which obviously the Republicans are going to claim 10. They really want to hurt the Democratic Party.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah.
That's a given. So anyways, let's get into some of these videos that you sent here tonight, because you sent a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
President Donald Trump threatened to bomb Iran back to the Stone Age. Iran has responded overnight with a defiant message. So its parliamentary speaker, who is believed to be among those leading discussions from the Iranians, he's essentially said, we're ready for you. Go ahead. Well, joining us live is Republican strategist John Jordan. So, John, feels like whenever we take a step forward towards ending this thing, we take 2 steps back. Is that your reading?
Well, let's just
Wonderful.
distinguish between the military conflict and the conflict in the media. Right now, President Trump says something, the Iranians make a lot of brave noises, but these are 2 very distinct battles. The fact of the matter is that the Iranians are being degraded day in and day out. We don't know who is running the country with any degree of specificity, and they are completely dependent on oil flowing through Karg Island. They have a population that, that hates them so much that over 30,000 people were killed, and that's in the last 90 days. And they're largely, in many ways, they're largely isolated in the region. You're seeing a lot of the Gulf states now move towards the United States and Israel's position on this. So if you look at this, as time goes on, Iran's leverage is a wasting or depreciating asset. They are losing military assets by the day that they cannot replace. Their only bet is to try to shape public opinion and inflict economic pain, which is about perception in markets, to force an end to the war before they're degraded to the point where either there's an economic collapse or a political revolution of some sort.
So let's just get back to the president, because we were expecting some kind of wind down, right, when he addressed the nation yesterday, because we got one the day before. But now it's kind of ratcheted up again. And I mean, it's not just us talking about it. It's on Donald Trump's own Truth Social account, where it's like a carrot and then a stick.
So wait a minute. We threaten them to basically blow the shit out of them if they don't surrender and give up. And Iran says, bring it.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
I mean, how are you reading into that kind of negotiation?
Well, it's President Trump. If you read his book that he wrote some time ago, it all kinds of makes a little more sense. He escalates, inflicts pain, and then he provides an off-ramp and says, I want to negotiate. He realizes that you can apply pressure and be willing to negotiate at the same time. President Reagan did this with the Soviet Union and Gorbachev in the late 80s, so it's not without precedent. Obviously, the media in the United States hates him, and so they're going to do everything they can to undercut him. And the American media actually wants President Trump to lose, so they're even willing to root against America. But this is a PR campaign as much as anything else, because PR affects markets. Now, did he offer an off ramp? I thought the speech was disappointing myself, so I agree with you on that. But at the same time, he didn't say anything dramatically different. This is planning on ending this within 2 to 3 weeks. What was different was that it wasn't immediate.
Does it feel like to anybody else that basically Donald Trump was told to do this by Israel, basically, and for whatever reason, we were like, yeah, sure. Like, why did we do this? Like, why did we attack Iran?
Exactly.
Like, I'm so confused here. Like, I understand like the nuclear war threat and all of this. Like, trust me, I get it. But Bibi Netanyahu has been saying that Iran has had nuclear weapons for 30 plus years, over and over and over and over and over and over again. So like I'm very confused on what was really going on in Iran. Like, I know there was a bad regime and there weren't good people in power and they were killing their own people and they've done some shady shit. But you know what? So is Israel. So what was the purpose here why did Trump feel the need to attack Israel? Or, I mean, not Israel, Iran, excuse me. And then why on top of that, has all these countries basically like been like, yeah, we're going to just allow this to happen and we're going to just cry about it on live TV like the United Kingdom and Britain.
Right.
I'm just this, so much of this confuses me. I know a big part of this is definitely like whether or not these people are ever going to admit it. A big part of Iran was actually Venezuela, because by taking Venezuela, we took Venezuelan oil. And
yeah.
by taking by fighting in Iran and starting this war, we have now confiscated and made it very hard for Iran to sell any oil at all to anybody, which thus in retrospect here doesn't allow China to get as much oil as they've been getting.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's probably the strategy here. But why were we so hell-bent on attacking Iran when we did? Because it looks like Donald Trump got a call from Bibi Netanyahu, and Netanyahu was like, all right, I'm calling in that favor. I need you to attack Iran for us, which is absolutely ridiculous. And some people even claim that the reason Trump did it is he was scared that Israel was going to use nuclear weapons if we didn't attack Iran. And, you know, he's walked back saying that, like, the war was going to be over in 2 days. The war was going to be over in 2 weeks. The war was going to be over in 6 weeks. He's walked it back every single time he said it. Not to mention, didn't Israel just invade Yemen? Or did Israel just invade Yemen? I'm pretty sure they did.
I can't remember.
Here, let me check this out for you. Here, is it true that Israel just invaded Yemen?
Checking the latest on Israel and Yemen. Hang on. No, that's not true. Israel hasn't invaded Yemen. As of right now, early April 3, 2026, there's zero reports of any Israeli ground troops, boots on the ground, or invasion in Yemen. What is happening? Yemen's Houthis, those Iran-backed rebels, have been firing missiles and drones at Israel, claiming joint ops with Iran and Hezbollah. Their first strikes hit late March, like March 28th, and they've done a couple more since. Israel's air defenses knocked them down. No casualties reported. The confusion might come from the bigger mess. Israel's already deep in a ground invasion of southern Lebanon against Hezbollah, and there's talk of U.S.-Israel airstrikes on Iran itself. Yemen's just lobbing long-range stuff from afar. No one's crossing into Yemeni soil. Rumors fly fast in this war, but reliable outlets like Reuters, Al Jazeera, NYT, nothing on an invasion. If that changes, it'll be huge news. For now, it's missiles in, not troops out.
So basically, they're just bombing Yemen.
Yeah, pretty much. Just airstrikes. No boots.
Okay. So I'm corrected here. No, they didn't invade Yemen. They've just been blowing the shit out of it.
Right.
Or there wasn't a wind down in the immediate future. But 2 to 3 weeks is not that long a time.
No, that's true. But is this, I mean, this, you and I know, it's existential for Iran. So is it proving to be a more difficult opponent than Trump might have initially expected?
Well, I don't know what intelligence he was receiving. So militarily, this is ahead of schedule and was actually easier than anticipated and easier than a lot of the war games said it was. The Iranian regime apparently there is crumbling. Keep in mind, they're having massive manpower shortages. People in their security services are not showing up for work. They're going through a massive public relations campaign that smacks of, end of Nazi Germany, the Volkssturm with the old men and boys to try to recruit them into the security services to demand checkpoints. And we're not getting that information as much out of there. But what is coming out of Iran does show a regime which is in quite a bit of turmoil.
So let's switch things to the Europeans now. I mean, they appear to be getting together a coalition to secure the Strait, and Australia is going to be involved in that too. The Gulf states as well. Do you think they've got the message from the President Trump that, hey, we've started this, but, you got to play a role in the future of the Hormuz Strait?
Yeah, I think that the Europeans did get the message on this, and that's a good thing. The fact of the matter is that Iran was, they always, if we'd have let them get a nuclear weapon and continue to expand their conventional ballistic missile production, you really think that theocratic regime of crazies that was bringing death and destruction throughout the world, killing gay people, making women wear hijabs, preventing women from having career opportunities, you really think that they were going to stop there? They really wanted to spread this throughout the world and create a caliphate. They made no secret of this. This was the world's problem. And it's better that we deal with this now than after they have a nuclear weapon. Imagine had the world had been different had the West dealt with Hitler and Nazi Germany in the 30s, prior to Hitler becoming strong enough that it took 60 million people to subdue him.
Okay, let's just close out on a domestic matter, John. Pam Bondi moving on. Are you surprised? I mean, I think it was expected.
Yeah, it was. The attorney general job in the United States government is perhaps the worst job in government. And it doesn't matter which party you're in, they always get blamed. And part of it is because they're dealing with legal cases that are oftentimes sensitive. They have a sprawling bureaucracy, law enforcement agencies, and then they have United States attorneys in all of these different districts, all of whom have to be appointed and confirmed in their own.
Not to mention they just lie.
Mm-hmm. Own right, confirmed by the Senate in their own right. So nobody's ever happy with them. And this is true of Republican administrations and Democrat administrations. The Democrat, mainly the leftist Democrat base, was going after Merrick Garland, President Biden's attorney general. I mean, this goes back to Roosevelt. So, the attorneys general have the shortest shelf life of pretty much any cabinet position.
So how do you think she went compared to others?
I think that, frankly, I'll tell you, I think she bungled the Epstein thing. She oversold what she had. They had to redact a huge amount of material because there was a lot of victims in there too, and they have to protect them. She wanted to have this be camera ready for President Trump, and I think was too eager to please, and got over her skis in such a way that she wasn't able to deliver, and that caused a fury on both left and right that there was a cover up. When in fact, I think it was just a bungle.
Yeah. Okay, John Jordan, good to chat as always.
I 100% agree with the end of that.
Me too.
Given what Secretary Hegseth said this morning, is it the position of this administration that the press should not prominently cover the deaths of U.S. service members?
No, it's the position of this administration that the press in this room and the press across the country should accurately report on the success of Operation Epic Fury and for every troop that is based in the Middle East. That's what
Secretary Hegseth was complaining that it was front page news about these 6 service members who were killed.
That's not what the secretary said, Caitlin, and that's not what the secretary meant, and you know it. You know you are being disingenuous. Who cares more?
Get through where tragic things happen. It's front page news. I get it. The press only wants to make the president look bad.
Yeah,
As you know, we cover the deaths of U.S. service members under every president.
The press does only want to make the president look bad. That's a fact. Especially you. No, listen to me. Especially you and especially CNN. And I just told you that the president of the United States will be attending their dignified transfer. So please,
That's not making the president look bad. That's showcasing that.
We expect you to cover that as you should. We expect you to cover that as you should, Caitlin. But you and your network know that you take every single thing this administration says and tries to use it to make the president look bad. That is an objectable fact.
I don't think covering troop deaths is trying to make.
If you're trying to argue right now that CNN's overwhelming coverage is not negative of President Donald Trump, I think the American people would tend to agree, and your ratings would tend to disagree with that as well.
Oh my God! You know what? She is a boss. Like, You know, I don't like a lot of the Trump admin, like the Trump admin, but I love her.
Right.
Caroline Levitt, she is a boss. She's a
Mhm.
boss hoss, and she doesn't take anybody's bullshit.
Oh
The
yeah.
second she hears somebody just talking shit on Trump just to talk shit on Trump, she no longer pays them any mind or credibility, which is absolutely amazing. And she is so good at shutting people down as well as she does.
Mhm.
Now, I will say that I don't like government, period. So I'm not rooting for her. I'm not rooting for any of them. I just think she's a badass bitch.
Right.
Now we're gonna get Speaker Mike Johnson get checked.
Mhm.
As you know, people who are here in the United States legally have never been eligible for the Obamacare subsidies, for Medicare, for Medicaid. So, what exactly are you saying that they're trying to do when you talk about giving free health care to
I'm
them?
so glad you asked. Okay, so when we passed the One Big Beautiful Bill, the Working Families Tax Cut, we had Medicaid reforms in the bill. You and I talked about it on the air. What we did was to eliminate fraud, waste, and abuse. There were a lot of people on the program who were enrolled in the program who were never eligible to be there. Medicaid is intended for eligible U.S. citizens, not illegal aliens, not also U.S. citizens who are able-bodied workers like young men. So we passed the law. This president signed it into law. Democrats voted against it, of course, and it's been wildly successful.
What you did was narrow the eligibility for certain people to get access to the ACA subsidies. What they want to do is undo the changes that Republicans made in that. But basically, wouldn't that only affect people who do have legal status, people who are refugee seekers here in the United States, asylum seekers here?
Those are two totally different issues. Now, they've created this as a new argument that they have as to why they should not keep the government open, but they're arguing a December policy debate for a September funding issue. The subsidies that you're talking about don't expire until the end of December.
No. Those are the subsidies for just everyday Americans. That's one thing that obviously has been the main premise of their argument. But you're saying they want to give free health care to people who are in the United States illegally.
That is exactly what the effect will be.
But when I looked at it, there's a little nuance because they want to undo changes that y'all made, narrowing who is eligible to get that. Those are people who are refugee seekers, asylum seekers. They're not technically people who are here illegally, just cross the border.
So she is obviously arguing that they were giving out free healthcare as a Republican tactic to piss people off. But in all reality, I specifically remember Kamala Harris arguing for free healthcare for immigrants. Like, I remember it coming out of her mouth directly, those words: free healthcare for illegal immigrants. So I'm not going to say that that's a off of the chart ridiculous thing that was going to happen. Do I think that it could happen? No. Do you want to know why I don't think it could happen, regardless if they say it would happen or not? Because somebody has to pay for that healthcare. So who's paying for it? Is the government paying for it? No, the taxes that we pay would pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't gonna fly.
Right.
So, I mean, for God's sakes, we don't get free healthcare. Why should illegal immigrants or any immigrant for that matter get free healthcare if I don't get free healthcare?
Right. That part.
But that's just me critically thinking, just doing the thinking thing with the thing in my head called a brain that barely any of the politicians use.
Mm.
You know that thing that takes up space in that cranium of yours?
Yeah, it's called your conscience.
It's called your brain.
Yeah, your brain and your conscience.
You have a conscience. You have a conscience. At least you should. If you don't, you are probably a narcissistic asshole.
That's called an ego trip.
Narcissism.
Yeah, with the big old ego.
Yeah, narcissism.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, this is crazy. I love this.
Overnight, President Trump in a
I just
rare
love how
formal
crazy
address
this
from the
is.
White
It's
House,
ridiculous.
declaring the war with Iran a massive military success.
Tonight, I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion.
Among those objectives, he says, destroying Iran's navy and missile program, as well as preventing the regime from building a nuclear bomb.
We are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong.
A U.S. official telling NBC News the military checklist for the war is almost
God
complete.
dang.
Overnight, Iran responded to the president, saying the U.S. has not destroyed key targets.
Trump's savage.
Assuming they have, will quote, only deepen the quagmire in which you have trapped yourselves.
I mean, you can hate the man,
Us to
but he's
expect
got
more
style.
forceful, broader, and more destructive actions from us. Iran has
His
also
style is
said it won't
extremely
open the
aggressive,
Strait of
and
Hormuz
I
for
don't
the
give a
US,
fuck
blocking
attitude.
the critical global shipping lane. The president increasingly frustrated with global allies who have been
You can hate
reluctant
him,
to
but the
join
dude's
war
got
and help
style.
protect the
That's for sure.
passageway.
The countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it.
Also predicting the strait will open when the conflict is over.
It'll just open up naturally.
Overnight, global markets fell sharply, rattled by the uncertainty. All of it coming amid rising gas prices here at home and growing skepticism over the conflict. Yesterday, in a speech to faith leaders at the White House, the president saying the federal government needs to focus on the military while discussing fraud and funding for domestic programs, which he says states should run.
We're fighting wars where we can't take care of daycare. It's not possible for us to take care of daycare. Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things, they can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal. We have to take care of one thing, military protection.
The White House posting, then removing the speech, which was closed to the press. The remarks coming as the president is also pressuring Republicans to end the partial government shutdown. While
Look at that
TSA
beautiful
officers are now getting
Tartarian
paid
architecture.
using those long airport lines. Overnight, GOP leaders in the House and Senate announcing a deal that would fund the Department of Homeland Security, except ICE and Customs and Border Protection, key sticking points.
Oh, God
Democrats
forbid they
want
fund
reform.
ICE or the Department of Homeland
During
Security.
last night's primetime address, the president made no mention of the potential for American boots on the ground in Iran. He does say the new regime is less radical and much more reasonable, but multiple Western officials.
So
US
which is it? Are we
intelligence
sending
assessments,
troops to
and
Iran or
regional
not?
analysts tell NBC News there is no indication that new leaders in Iran have made a break with the Islamic Republic's ideology. Laura and Craig.
Gabe Gutierrez at the White House for us. Thank you, Gabe.
Okay, so what do we have here? Like, literally,
Are we sending troops to Iran or not? You're absolutely right. I'm wondering about that myself.
what's like, you have to look at all of this and really wonder, what is all of this actually about?
Right.
Because it's over oil. Sure, it's over Iran having nuclear weapons, but what's it really about? Who's pulling the strings here?
Right.
And why it seems like Trump wants this to end really fast.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty nutty.
Yeah.
Silent Thought, welcome to the chat. The USS Tripoli already got activated. Israel is pulling the strings. I've said Israel's been pulling the strings from day one. It just looks like Netanyahu asked Trump to do this. They've been lying to Trump, and I think Trump has realized it, and we've gotten ourselves into a war that probably won't end anytime soon, because people forget that Iran doesn't like to back down.
That part.
Yeah, the people you can't talk about, those are the people that control the world. But honestly, it's not the people that you can't talk about. It's the people that you don't know.
Right.
If you know their name, they're not pulling the strings.
Exactly. Which makes 100%.
They said they haven't been lying to Trump. The government's been lying to the U.S. citizens about it. I agree with that. And then he said that's not necessarily true. I think that if you know their name and you can put a face to the name, they are probably not the ones pulling the strings.
Exactly.
I don't think the one that's actually pulling the strings wants you to know who they are. But that's just my personal opinion.
Right.
Well, the rule. So I understand you're talking about the rule that was put in by the Ville society that they must put everything in your face. It's basically like they have to announce to you what's going on and tell you what they're going to do before they do it. I totally understand that, and I get how that works. But if that was true and they had to do it that way, then why are we as people so stupid to just continuously fall into the same trap and allow them to do what they tell us they're going to do right before they do it?
I've been asking myself that question a lot.
That's kind of crazy, right? That humans are so stupid that we don't realize what's going on. Yeah, Elmsted says money. I completely agree with that.
Yeah, me too. And here's one thing that they will say. Money
We've actually looked into that, Silent Thought, about the constitutional documents between Washington D.C., London, and the Vatican. We've gone into this actually quite a bit, and cognitive dissonance, yes, definitely a thing. Definitely, me and crew have gone over that multiple different times.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He says, "Hey crew, this is BC."
What's up? What's up, BC?
Welcome to the chat, BC. All right, next video, crew. What is this? Nancy Pelosi's scheme to steal a Senate seat.
So sick. It's so sick. Like, I want you to really absorb what this means. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is likely engaging in elder abuse so she can play kingmaker in the Senate. The story revolves around Senator Dianne Feinstein, who we all know needs to retire. There was a clue on the day that she returned to the Senate because she was accompanied by a woman named Corinne Prada. And if you're wondering who she is, she's actually the oldest daughter of Nancy Pelosi's. Apparently, Prada has been basically living with Feinstein and playing a big role in the senator's life ever since her husband passed away.
Who's the actual senator from California? I've asked that on the show about half a dozen times now, because that one, I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to know? That one's not easy to predict. I don't know if it's the chief of staff. I don't know if it's the communications director. It turns out it's none of them. It's Nancy Pelosi. Pelosi stole the seat.
It's so sick. It's so sick. Like, I want you to.
Wow.
Yeah.
So basically, Pelosi's keeping Feinstein in office so that she can basically rule over her and have her Senate seat.
Right.
That's insane. That's crazy. Oh my God. Somebody put Nancy Pelosi away. Like, please, somebody go arrest her and find a legitimate reason. We all know she's insider trading. Somebody do something. That woman is out of control. Isn't she also old too?
Yeah.
Pretty sure Pelosi's pretty old. She's been old for a while now.
Well, I mean, she's like what, in her 60s?
60s or 70s.
Yeah. So I mean, she should go to a nursing home.
Yeah, let's put her in a nursing home.
Because if she's that,
Let's put her in a nice nursing home.
Like, if she's that desperate to try to steal a political seat in the Senate, she needs to go to a freaking nursing home.
We can put her in a nice one, okay? I'm sure the taxpayers wouldn't mind paying for Nancy Pelosi to go to a very nice nursing home, okay? She can live out the rest of her days as long as she agrees to give away her insider trading money to charities of the people's choosing.
BC goes, send her to Morocco.
I'm sure Pelosi would gladly agree to those terms.
Yeah.
Yes, Elbster, we could talk about Christy Dome's husband. You're talking about the pictures that came out of him dressed as a woman and the lipstick and everything on. I'm taking it you're talking about that. You know, that scandal, I believe, is only happening because, there's money missing and she's attached to it. And the money that's missing is really ticking somebody off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. He paid $25,000 to get injections and dolls.
Oh, God.
Yep. And Bidala. Elmstead. It's all about the lights. Yes, I'm familiar with Drewski, and the Erica Kirk skit was absolutely hilarious. And Donald Trump telling Erica Kirk that she should sue is absolutely hilarious.
Right.
So, like, when did parody become a suable offense?
Right.
And also, I don't think Drewski ever said Erica Kirk's name.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
No, I don't think he ever claimed to be Erica Kirk. I think Erica Kirk took that a little bit too close to heart and got a little bit butthurt.
Mm-hmm. And then she wants to throw in, well, it's wrong for white people to do blackface. But then he goes, I have a white family member.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
What about the weird CIA video that Erica Kirk was in?
Right.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, have y'all seen those? Where she's like giving a briefing or explaining stuff. It's a CIA explanation video that was done by the CIA for the CIA. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And the Candace Owens, Erica Kirk investigation just keeps getting crazier. And I really think that Candace is actually on to something now, and I'm scared for her life. Like, I think that there might be like somebody out there looking to take her out. I'm just being honest. She's getting too deep into all of it.
Candace Owens brought up the fact that, Erica
It
Kirk.
scares me, man. I pray for Candace Owens every night.
Candace Owens had something to do, said something that Erica Kirk had something to do with the whole, sacrifice of Erica Kirk's husband, right? And if you think about it, it makes 100% sense.
Look, Charlie and Candace, if they had something going on, oh well, I don't really care. Like, I don't care. And it does not affect the fact that somebody shot and killed Charlie Kirk. You know what I mean? Like, Candace Owens' relationship with Charlie Kirk does not affect the fact that somebody killed Charlie Kirk. And it also doesn't change the fact that Erica Kirk has acted extremely weird ever since the assassination of her husband. And there has been way too many factors that have been brought up. Way too many times has stories changed. And I believe personally that Candace has proven multiple times that Erica has lied about multiple different things. And there's just a lot of stuff going on that does not make sense. It's a ride, man. It's a ride of your life.
What is one thing that Charlie Kirk got sacrificed on?
What?
A pentagram.
Yeah, technically.
Which they said this was meant to happen. Like, they want it to happen on a pentagram. And Candace pointed that out.
Well, they said it was like a Freemason, supposedly of some kind of Freemason sacrifice.
Right.
But that's all alleged, obviously. There's no truth behind that to what I know.
Right.
Is there weird coincidences and weird things said and Kash Patel throwing the number 33 around a lot? Yeah. So it's weird. But I ain't got no proof of the Freemasons being in it.
Yes, BC, you're absolutely 100% right on that. They are atrocious.
Milo Yiannopoulos. You don't like Milo Yiannopoulos, Elmstead? Fucking Milo. Numerology is actually a part of sacred geometry.
Yeah.
So BC, I take it you're into the conspiracy world? That's crazy. You were invited 4 times to Prince Hall Masonic Order?
BC says, I'm into the real world. Yes.
Yeah.
Refuse every time. That's what's up.
When I was 13 years old, I got invited to a Masonic temple to watch a Masonic service. I did not go.
That's a hey kid, we're gonna kidnap you and sacrifice you kind of like vibe.
No, it's more of a we're going to get you when you're young and turn you into a Freemason.
That too.
That's what they do, bro. They're famous for going to the high schools and trying to get teenagers to join like the Young Masons. I don't know if you've ever heard about like the Young Masons groups, but they're at high schools. They're legitimate. There's 5 to 10 temples where I grew up, and Bohemian Grove is 20 minutes away. Now that's a hell of a place to live, Elmstead.
Oh yeah.
Bohemian fucking Grove. I still can't believe that Alex Jones was the one to blow Bohemian Grove out in the open.
Right. And we covered that thoroughly.
The cremation of care. What do you mean Jewish camp? Like a Jewish like summer camp, or like what do you mean Jewish camp, Elmstead?
Camp Newman. Yeah, they sure did berate Alex Jones. I remember that.
You read somewhere that Mark Twain was a founder and didn't look into it. Interesting. No, they're not. The Jewish people are not the same as what the word you were looking for is Zionists. Jews are not the same as Zionists. And I'm Jewish or grew up Jewish. There's a big difference between the Jews and Zionists and an Israeli Zionist and a Christian Zionist. Oh, crazy. So it is a summer camp, age 8 from 18. That's crazy that that's that close to Bohemian Grove.
Hmm. That's a sketch. See, like, hey, since we're allegedly known to sacrifice people, we're gonna kidnap these children and sacrifice them. Kind of like vibe.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, that's why I said allegedly.
I have plenty of friends and plenty of family that's Jewish. Huge difference between Zionists and Jews.
I'm married to a Jew.
I did not see the recent Bohemian Grove release list. Who was on it, Olmsted?
Well, I gotta know about this.
Bro, Bohemian Grove was one of the craziest things ever.
They go by certain cult/clans. Oh Lord.
Well, of course they do.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, because okay, so literally they were dressed up all in robes and
Who was
shit.
on the list this year for Bohemian Grove? Who was on the guest list?
Checking the latest on Bohemian Grove, it's super secretive, so info's tricky. Bohemian Grove is this ultra-secretive men's club in California. Think redwoods, rituals, and power players networking away from prying eyes. Here's the entrance to their famous grove, with that eerie owl shrine setup. And yeah, that famous cremation of care ceremony. Bonfire, robes, big stone owl. Wild stuff. As for this year's guest list, nothing leaked for 2025 or 2026 yet. It's all hush-hush, and the club won't confirm squat. The big drop was back in February 2026, a 2023 roster from journalist Dan Boguslaw with about 2,000 names. A member even verified it as real. Standouts included Conan O'Brien, yeah, the funny guy, Michael Bloomberg, billionaire ex-mayor, ex-Google boss Eric Schmidt, Paul Pelosi, late singer Jimmy Buffett, filmmaker Ken Burns, actor Jim Belushi, Henry Kissinger, Charles Koch, plus Bay Area bigwigs like SF Giants owners and wine folks. Here's Conan looking sharp. And Bloomberg, still kicking around at events. No fresh 2026 intel surfaced. No new leaks, no headlines. If something drops, it'll probably hit Substack or X first. Kinda wild how these things stay under wraps, right?
So the tech people are going to Bohemian Grove now. Did you know that Kid Rock was in the news recently because an Apache helicopter flew over his house, and he had a video of it, of him going out and saluting the Apache helicopter and screaming, yeah, 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 at it. And then they had started an investigation into him, and they sent, like, I guess they sent agents over to his house, and basically they were like, yeah, we know you're friends with the president. These guys aren't going to get in any trouble. That's basically what Kid Rock said. He said, as long as they didn't break any rules, they're not getting in trouble. Did you know that Kid Rock lives in a house that is literally a tiny version of the White House?
I believe it.
Did you know that though?
Mm-mm.
That's literally real.
Interesting.
I brought up Kid Rock though, because Kid Rock's been to Bohemian Grove.
Mm.
He actually talks about it in one of his stories.
Okay.
So guys, what have you heard about in the news recently? Like keep talking with me here. What crazy things have you heard, Elmsted, lately? What crazy things have you heard, Julie? What crazy things have you heard, BC? I have been under investigation with the FBI twice because of posts. Books I ordered and mail I was subscribed to. What'd you do? Order the Anarchist Cookbook?
Mhm.
You can't order that book, man. You can't even look it up on Google. If I've literally heard the FBI flags you if you look up the Anarchist Cookbook. He says, "Yep, that's the book he looked up." For sure, that's the one everybody looks up. The fucking Anarchist Cookbook.
I want to see what would happen if I looked it up. Probably get FBI at my doorstep. That'd be funny.
A lot of weird AI slop creators and the weirdos to prison, even if it's not real kids. Oh no, that's disgusting. Are you telling me that AI slop creators are creating disturbing depictions of children, Elmsta? Because if so, that makes me absolutely. Oh God, yep, that makes me sick to my fucking stomach. Yeah, they should go to prison. All of them should go to jail.
Yeah.
And this is why we need to regulate AI somehow.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly why we need to regulate AI.
Yeah. I know Sora AI won't do it. That kind of video.
Yeah, but people have other ways of creating AI video.
Right. I know. There's plenty of AI video generated plots that you can do it.
Yeah, you can make your own AI. Google allows it.
Well, that's if you have VO3.
Well, you know, AI just keeps getting better and better and better. And pretty soon here, we're going to have some kind of regulations on it, because if not, it's going to change the world for the worst. It's not going to be a good change. The Anunnaki refuse to return because other species that have aided human government. Where is your proof of this, BC? I want proof. If you can show me proof, I will believe you. I believe that the Anunnaki are the gods of old. They're the gods that are actually the fallen. The Anunnaki are a race of fallen angels that had sex with human women that created giants that we called the Nephilim. I saw that too, Elmsta, another confirmed victim of Ted Bundy. I saw that too. That was so crazy. I didn't save the video, but I know what you're talking about. How the sheriff was like, "We have confirmed that such and such was killed in such and such year, and we have confirmed that DNA analysis has comes back that Theodore Roosevelt Bundy did kill her." And, or, yeah, or whatever the hell his name was, Theodore Bundy, killed her. Crazy that they literally, like, DNA now today helped solve a murder and tie it back to Ted Bundy today.
Wait, who did he kill?
Here, we'll ask Rock real quick. She'll bring up the details. What's the news on the latest Ted Bundy victim that was just found out?
Hold on. Checking the latest on Ted Bundy. Yeah, so the big news just dropped, like yesterday. Utah County cops finally closed a 51-year-old cold case. They used new DNA tech on evidence from Laura Ann Amy's body, a 17-year-old who vanished after ditching a Halloween party back in '74. Turns out, it matches Ted Bundy. No doubt about it now. He killed her. Here's what she looked like. Sweet kid, free spirit type, and another shot, same era. They announced it at a presser. Sheriff's team looking serious. Bundy, of course. Classic mugshot vibe. Her family's relieved, but man, 50 years. Wild how tech finally nailed it. No new bodies dug up, just this confirmation. Bundy's still linked to 30 plus, maybe more. Creepy stuff.
Wow.
Oh, it won't let me show the screen. That's her.
Oh wow.
That is what she looks like. I know that's really bad, but that's all my camera will allow me to show you. But yeah, no, connected her right to Bundy. So yes, we now have proof via DNA that ties her murder directly back to Ted Bundy.
Right.
Crazy. The Anunnaki proof comes from the ancient writing of Sumeria. The fallen angels and Greek pantheon gods and Norse gods were Anunnaki. The Ethiopian Bible holds much of that information, and we know that the Vatican has Intuit and artifacts. Crew, we've gone through this already quite a bunch. The Ethiopian Bible, in your opinion and my opinion, it's definitely the oldest Bible around ever. It definitely talks about some things, including holds the Book of Enoch and some other things that other Christian and certain sects of Catholicism don't agree with.
Right.
But it doesn't necessarily confirm the Anunnaki or the Nephilim.
Okay, so here's the thing, okay? When it comes to the Book of Enoch, all right? It talks about the fallen angel sleeping with the woman, right?
Which is the Nephilim.
Right. The Anunnaki. Anunnaki and Nephilim are one and the same.
Well, the Anunnaki were the fallen angels that slept with the women to create the Nephilim.
No, they weren't. Anunnaki are not the fallen angels. All right.
Are the Anunnaki the fallen angels that slept with women to create the Nephilim?
That's a wild theory. Let's unpack it quick. Nah, not quite. It's a fun theory that pops up in ancient alien circles, but it's mostly a modern mashup, not straight from the texts. The Anunnaki? They're straight up Sumerian gods, like these winged, bearded deities in old clay carvings, ruling fate, time, and creation. Think pantheon bosses, not rebels. Here's one classic relief, Ea Enki, looking all cosmic, and another, them handing out stuff to humans, pretty godlike, no fallen vibe. Now, the Nephilim, from Genesis, sons of God, often read as fallen angels, hook up with human women. Boom, giants, fallen ones, super strong, wiped out in the flood. Think biblical giants, not aliens. Like this wild painting of angels tumbling with mortals, total chaos. Or this one, a huge dude towering over folks, classic Nephilim energy. The link? Zechariah Sitchin. He spun the Anunnaki as ETs from Nibiru, who tinkered with us. And yeah, some folks blend that with Nephilim as their hybrid kids. His book covers scream ancient astronauts, but scholars, they say no.
But Zechariah Sitchin was full of shit.
Okay, no, yep, BC's right. I had it mixed up. Okay, so Nephilim, right where you said it, right there. Nephilim are not Anunnaki. The Anunnaki were so-called watchers of the realm.
Right. But if you're basing your entire belief on Zechariah Sitchin, I think there's a problem there.
Because here's the thing, though. All right, the custodians and the Anunnaki are the so-called watchers of. But when it comes to like the lower G gods, right?
Uh-huh.
They would be in between the Nephilim and the Anunnaki category. I'd say I'd lean them more in the Anunnaki.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm right by any means of the term, BC. I've just been told different theories throughout my life about what the Anunnaki was and the Nephilim was, but it makes sense that Nephilim are just giants that were created by fallen angels having sex with human women. I understand that Enki is Anunnaki, so I get it. I know who Enki is. I know who these different Anunnaki and ancient Sumerian gods are. I've done quite a bit of study on them myself. I just get confused real easy about all of this stuff because a lot of it is based on Sitchin, and Sitchin is full of shit. I'm sorry. I don't believe anything that Zechariah Sitchin has to say. He's basically L. Ron Hubbard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like,
Where's the where's the proof that Sitchin knew what he was talking about?
Well, I'm not like. Here's my thing, though. It goes both ways with it's a he said, she said kind of situation, right? But the proof is, just because one man said something, it's hearsay. When it comes to what all the other researchers have done,
Look,
right?
people follow Joseph Smith, and that's called Mormonism. But I ain't fucking doing that.
Well, no, what I'm saying though is right, when it comes to historians, and it comes to the all those books, right? I go by the knowledge of the history.
Oh, okay, BC. I understand what you're saying. You're saying Zechariah Sitchin was incorrect.
Right. So like when it comes to for instance, what
The Anunnaki is unknown. I'm not telling. Well, I just want to make this very clear here. I am not talking shit on anybody's belief here. I just think Zechariah Sitchin was full of shit. I don't think that I don't think that anybody personally is full of shit. I think if you only base a theory on Zachariah Sitchin, then I think that is a mistake. That is all I was saying. I am not upset, and I hope you're not upset with me. And you are right, BC, that history is tainted and hidden truths are flashed over. You're 100% right on that. And you are more than welcome to come on the podcast sometime if you want to and talk Anunnaki and talk Sitchin. I am more than willing to hear you out on the podcast if you want to come on one night.
Yeah. But
Elms just says that's why I don't listen to Bob Lazar. Man's plead guilty to running a P ring in Vegas and got no jail time. You know, you're not wrong. It's pretty disturbing.
yeah. But let's get back to our videos. There's more to cover, and it gets crazier and crazier with Bondi.
Well, we can play a couple more.
I know it's getting late too.
Yeah, it's getting a little late, brother.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We got into talking tonight.
Oh yeah, and we might end up doing a part 2 for this because this is getting crazy.
Oh, we're gonna come back on tomorrow and talk some more.
Oh yeah.
Now, his blatant efforts to profit off crypto virtual currency while serving as president and overseeing regulations and enforcement of that industry are drawing ethical concerns and questions about corruption and scandal. Donald Trump's media company wants to buy billions in Bitcoin, the latest move by companies partly owned by Trump and his family to invest in cryptocurrency. The Times reporting on this, and it comes days after that private dinner. The problem is that you have a sitting president with all of this power over the entities that are supposed to regulate crypto now standing to benefit from it. Now,
Trump coin.
Bro, you know what that sounds like to me?
What?
Trump's trying to get everybody to switch to cryptocurrency.
I mean, maybe
And you know what that means, right? What is one thing that I kept bringing up?
digital currency.
And what's that means?
I mean, it means we're screwed.
Mark of the beast.
Maybe. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Well, we already are in the holy war right now.
I hold my Bitcoin, never sell, but when I got it, it was a lot cheaper. Yeah, dude, I hear you, Elmster. I wish I had some Bitcoin. Silent Thaw, if we were following money, don't forget that they have covered up bricks. Oh, yeah, no. Bricks is bad. Bricks is bad. Mark of the Beast is on hand or forehead. That's what BC said.
Yeah, and like, okay, if you put like a chip in your hand or forehead, that's the only way to pay cryptocurrency through your chip.
Is that true, though? Is that true?
Well, I mean, if you think about it.
I don't think that's true. I think I can get a credit card that I can pay, or not a credit card, but a debit card that I can pay Bitcoin with.
Right, but here's the thing. When it comes to Mark of the Beast, in the Bible, it says forehead or your hand.
All right, well, that's Neuralink.
Yeah, and you can do currency through that.
Did you know that Elon's name was originally something else?
I did not.
Okay, well, his mother originally named him something else, and then he changed it. Let me figure this out real quick. I want to make sure that this is correct, because this is a crazy fucking thing. Oh, no. Okay. It's a rumor. It's not real. So I'm not even going to go into it. Yeah, no. It was just a rumor. Okay, so I'm not going to spread fake news.
Dun dun dun.
I wanted to check just to make sure before I said anything because I was like, I'm not getting sued.
Right. And we don't need that.
No, you know what? You know what though? You know what I can say about Elon that won't get me sued?
What?
He showed up to a party dressed as Baphomet.
yeah.
You know that, right?
I do know that.
He convinced women to smoke cigarettes, and his reasoning was that it looked like a D. Elon Musk is on the spectrum. 100%. He's well, I mean, there's no probably about it. He's like super genius autist, but that's all right. You're allowed to be autistic.
Allegedly, he's rumored to be a time traveler or an alien. That's why I said allegedly, because I don't want to get sued.
Edward Bernays founded the Council on Foreign Relations, not just a nobody and nephew of Freud's. Oh my God, yeah. Knock, knock, just an observation. Yeah, no. All right, guys. Well, before we get off here tonight, I just have to ask a question. Do you guys really think Michael Jackson's dead?
No. I think he's into hiding. Right? And he had plastic surgery. He had plastic surgery.
Elmsta and BC both say yes. Michael Jackson's dead.
Well, okay. My point of view, and I'm just saying this, okay? Because here's the thing. Tupac's not dead. Elvis is not dead. Right?
Where's the proof?
Okay, people said they spotted Tupac a while back. Right?
Elmsta said Tupac is 1,000% dead.
Okay, well then he must have a lookalike because the moment they called out Tupac to the guy, he went like this.
Oh, you're talking about the video in Cuba?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I know the video you're talking about. No, dude, that's a guy that just looks hella like Tupac, I think. And then there was one, DJ Aquila or something. Akil or something. I don't know his name. But people tried to say he was Pac. So, I mean, it's just always going to be a rumor. Is Pac alive? Who the hell knows? Elvis definitely died on the toilet, bro.
But Elvis, though,
Elvis definitely died on the toilet. There's pictures of him in a casket, homie. There are pictures of him dead.
Okay, look, if you think about it, there's a pastor.
You're talking about Bob Joyce.
Yes. People have said that he sounds like Elvis. He's even openly said, I am Elvis.
Bob Joyce never said he was Elvis.
No, there was one time he has. He's even talked about it.
Bob Joyce has never said he was Elvis.
Okay, well, no. And if you think about it, Elvis Presley always wanted to be a pastor. What is one thing that could help you fake your death just so you can become a pastor?
You have to die. To fake your death.
Okay, well,
Elvis died on the toilet, bro.
Okay, but here's the thing.
That
You
poor
could-
bastard died trying to pass a deuce. And you're telling everybody that he's still alive.
Oh my god, dude. There's a lot of people. There's a big old conspiracy over the years of celebrities faking their deaths.
So said, you really think that man could be a pastor with his addictions?
We're gonna
He's
get
got a good point.
We're gonna get in this conspiracy on a later day because you know what? We're gonna do a podcast, not tomorrow because we want to finish this government corruption stuff. But on a later date, we will do a podcast on celebrities who supposedly fake their death, and we can do a you and I, bro.
Hey,
What we'll
Julie, Elvis did get a commemorative, I believe it was a drug task force agency, like pen or something from Richard Nixon. Like he actually got his own like badge. That's real. So like that actually happened, but I don't think Elvis actually ever worked for the drug task force. I think it was just a commemorative sheriff's badge or some shit.
Okay, how about this, bro? Go to Grok, right?
Yeah.
And ask about the similarities to
Bob Joyce and Elvis Presley.
Yes.
Grok. Switch to conspiracy mode.
All right, switching to conspiracy mode. Tinfoil hats on, lights low. From here on, everything's connected. The moon landing was fake to hide alien bases, Big Pharma's just a front for lizard people control, and yeah, that weather you're feeling? Chemtrails. What rabbit hole we diving into first?
Bob Joyce and Elvis Presley. What are the similarities and the precise reason why people believe that Bob Joyce is Elvis Presley, and what's the proof?
All right, conspiracy dive. Bob Joyce is Elvis? Let's unpack this wild one. Oh man, in conspiracy mode? This one's a classic. Bob Joyce, that Arkansas pastor with a deep gospel voice, gets hit with, he's secretly Elvis nonstop. First, the similarities. Fans swear it's the eyes, same piercing blue, that squint when he smiles. Height, both clock in at 6 feet. Shoe size 11E, some claim that too. And the voice. When Joyce belts out Amazing Grace or How Great Thou Art, it hits that Elvis timbre, the warm drawl, even the vibrato. Mannerisms? He scratches his ear like Elvis did. Gestures big on stage. It's eerie. Here's a straight up side by side. Young Elvis next to older Bob. Tell me that jawline ain't suspicious. And another one. Preaching Bob versus
I gotta
70s
see
Elvis
this.
mid-performance.
Okay, it's suspect. It's suspect, guys. It's suspect.
I told you.
Is Elvis Bob Joyce? I can't say yes, but the facial structure and absolutely everything almost matches. It's definitely suspect.
I told you. I've been saying this, bro.
That is definitely suspect.
I've been saying this. And people want to tell me I'm wrong on this. And I'm like, no. I've been doing this research on the similarities on both for a while. And
Just said, let's be real here. Elvis had Epstein parties when it was legal.
Okay. But here's the thing, though. Ask Grok for this real quick. Was Elvis a godly man?
Was Elvis a religious, godly man?
Yeah, Elvis was big on faith. Let's dig in. Yeah, Elvis was definitely religious. Raised Pentecostal, super into gospel from day one. He grew up singing hymns in church with his mom Gladys, who was devout. That stuck with him. He prayed before shows, read the Bible constantly. Like, his stepbrother says he looked to God for everything, even guidance on tour. He released tons of gospel albums, over 80 tracks, Grammy winners like How Great Thou Art. Fans say when he sang that stuff, you felt the spirit. Priscilla even called it the presence of God everywhere. He wanted to be like Jesus, watched gospel TV nonstop, believed in faith healing, the Holy Spirit, all that. Here's him mid-gospel jam, eyes closed, pouring it out. And another live one, where no one stands alone, pure emotion. His personal Bible, that worn black one with his name embossed, found by his bed when he died. He marked verses, especially in the Gospels. In the classic album cover, church steeple, Elvis looking saintly. Was he perfect? Nah. Partied hard, struggled with drugs, but faith wasn't fake. He called himself a searcher, wanted truth from God. Stepbrother, he constantly read the Bible. Even critics admit the love was real. So yeah, godly man? Absolutely. Flawed, but genuine.
Did he date a 13-year-old when he was 24?
Yeah, let's dig into that. It's a messy one. No, Elvis didn't date a 13-year-old, but he did meet Priscilla when she was 14, and he was 24. That was in September 1959, Germany, during his army stint. She was a freshman. He called her just a baby when she said so. Super awkward, right? Priscilla's born May 24th, 1945, so on that date she was 14 years, almost 4 months old. Elvis, born January 8th, 1935, making him 24. They met at a party. Her stepdad approved supervised visits. No sex till way later. She says he respected her age. No funny business at 14. They dated loosely after he left Germany, but real romance kicked in around 17 or so. Married at 21 in 67. Here's a shot from back then. Priscilla at 14, looking innocent next to a photo of him in uniform. And another, her with a military escort, probably heading to one of those early hangouts. The 13 thing? Probably a mix-up. Some folks round down or confuse it with other rumors. There are darker stories. Books and docs claim he hung with 14-year-old fans on tour. Pillow fights, kisses, but nothing solid on 13. Priscilla's the main one everyone talks about. Creepy by today's standards? Yeah. Back then? Different era. She defends it. Says he was kind, lonely, but man, that gap.
That's disturbing.
Yeah. That is.
Also didn't know that. Coming away with knowledge that I did not know.
Yeah.
I could have lived without knowing for the rest of my life, but that's all right. I also found out recently that the creator of Star Trek, I forget his name, Roddenberry. I believe his last name is Roddenberry. Did you know that he said some really disturbing things about his daughters?
I did not know that either.
Oh my God, it's disgusting. Yes, Gene Roddenberry. You were right. He is so gross. He calls his little girls, like his own little girls, like the little girls that he helped create. You want to know how he described them?
How?
As delicious.
That's no, no. Mm-mm. I mean, it's one thing if you're gonna say, I have very beautiful children, right?
Yeah.
But it's saying delicious. Ugh. But no,
Here, wait, crew, wait. This is the creator of Star Trek, okay? This is real. This is not AI. This is real. This is back of the way. It also he sounds like Herbert the pervert from Family Guy. No bullshit. He literally sounds like Herbert the pervert.
A little bit about your family.
I've been very fortunate in family. I've had 2 marriages, both happy. In my first marriage, I had 2 lovely daughters, and I had the joy in that marriage of girls. And girls, delicious, sweet-smelling, wonderful things. I remember.
I can't listen anymore. He just sounds way too much like Herbert.
They would be so
Wait,
clean and their
listen to the
hair
rest of
done,
this. This is
their
disturbing.
starched dresses, and how when they would bend over, the dresses would come up, and you'd see the panties, and
Yeah.
they're just, little girls are just totally beautiful things, and I was happy. I was lucky with.
Does that not make you want to violently throw up?
Yeah.
That's the guy who created Star Trek, by the way.
Oh God. Okay, look. I've never really been a Trekkie, but I did like the movies and the shows, like the Next Gen. And hearing that makes me like glad I was more of a Star Wars guy.
Elm's just dropping all these crazy facts right now about rock stars, and it's blowing me out of blowing my mind. He's like, Jimmy Page dated a 14-year-old. Jerry Lee Lewis married his second cousin once, removed when she was 13. Steven Tyler dated a 16-year-old when he was 27. David Bowie slept with 13-year-olds.
What is wrong with our society?
Bill Wyman, Rolling Stones, dated a 13-year-old. Prince, when he was 30, dated a 16-year-old. Chuck Berry, convicted.
Okay, look. Back in the day, right?
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Our society was fucked up back in the day. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
100%.
I get it. Their laws were different back in the day, right? But now, today's world, with the whole Epstein shit going on, I'm glad we have the laws we have now.
Elmsta said, "Stop, crew." Paul Walker dated a 16-year-old. God damn it, Elmstead.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Now you just ruined Paul Walker for me.
And me too.
Thanks.
And now I might not want to see. Now I don't want to see the new Fast and the Furious.
Most of those old laws were laws of the Queen, the monarchy. Yes, that's correct, BC.
Yeah,
you're 100% correct. We faced basically the British model. Jerry Seinfeld was 38, dating a 16-year-old. God damn it.
Lord. Have mercy.
Fucking Jerry Seinfeld.
No.
Such a Seinfeld thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean Britain, their age of consent was changed before ours. Oh my god. Wonderful. So America was late to fixing the problem. They just loved swimming in the Seine.
Look, okay.
Woody Allen, yeah, don't get me started on Woody Allen. Are you telling me that Charlie Chaplin was a predator? Was he a PDF?
Okay, look. I'm going to put this out there, right? When it comes to today's society compared to, in the past, I'm grateful that we live in today's society, right? With all these laws. Because back in the day, society was so fucked up.
But it's laws for thee and not laws for me. That's how it works. Is the
Right.
government, the people who work for government don't have laws, bro.
I know.
We the poor people, we the mid people, we have laws. The elites don't have laws.
No, they don't.
Occasionally an elite gets caught up.
Right.
Occasionally an elite gets caught up. Like
Like-
P. Diddy or somebody ridiculously stupid that they can't make any more money off of.
For instance, Prince Andrew.
I mean, 12 even in that time is known to be disgusting, just not illegal. Elmsta, why are we still on this about when it's okay to date? Like, stop it.
Yes, please stop. I don't want to know no more because I'm totally corrupted knowing hearing all this stuff, and I don't want to be corrupted.
Oh, bro, your mind's already corrupted. You're on the Robert and Crew show. Did you forget?
Well, obviously, but
Now, with that being said, Crew is way too corrupted to go on. So this is a perfect time to show. What is this, Crew?
This is the Venmo link to the Robert and Crew podcast, where if you'd like to, not have to, donate, so that way we can get stuff for the podcast, or so we can go travel for the podcast. Anything and everything for this Venmo link is and only for the podcast. Try saying that 10 times faster.
Only you can, Crew. You get it right every time, like you have it memorized, like you've done it 60 plus times.
Right.
You got it, bro. I'm not even gonna try. I couldn't do that if I wanted to. You're perfect at it, and don't you ever change. You hear me? Anyways, the favorite point of this and our favorite way to get the show out is to share it. That's the favorite currency of this show, is to share the show. Please share the show with anybody and everybody that you think would enjoy talking about the corruption of politics and the corruption that goes on in the United States, the corruption that goes on just about anywhere, but specifically what happened here with Pam Bondi being fired and just the bullshit going around in the United States. Other than that, what do you have to add, Crew?
Like, share, and subscribe. And also, tomorrow, tune in again, same time, 12:30 or 12:45, and we're doing part 2 on the corruption of the government.
Part 2, corruption in the government, baby. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, much love, guys. Peace out from the Robin and Crew show.